in 2015 made barely $50 billion. Okay? That's how much money. And half of these dollars, people don't care. Here's an example. My daughter was 11 years old. And those days, I was a single dad. We both lived together. On my birthday, she brings this envelope to me with a smirk. Dad, can I open this? Isn't it? And you know, that smirk should have given me the clue that don't fall into this trap. I said, sure, baby, open this. She said, you want to know what's inside? I said, okay. She opens it, and there's a free sports bra with my name on it. Like, there's no running from this. Okay, this is like, and I'm in this mode by saying, you know, it's like, Dad, what's going on? You know, it's like, how do you explain? Later on, when I start thinking, I realized that this particular company, lingerie company, is targeting preteens. And for preteens, they cannot drive. They don't have credit cards, which means they need a pair to go with them to pay. And this store, to me, is the most embarrassing store for me to go with my daughter. I always would go there, hey, here's my credit card. And one of those times, my daughter said, Dad, if we give your email, she gets something free. I said, whatever, give my social security number too, I don't care. So these incredible minds got my credit card information, my email, and all together they figured out everything about me, and out of the incredible gesture from their heart, sent me an amazing offer. But think for a second, it's $10 off. There's no fine prints here. But what they didn't understand was they created the first embarrassing moment in my daughter and my life. It's like a Hall of Fame moment. This brand we will never forget. So as we start looking into this, we all have seen this, read books that is all about building relationships. Relationships are incredibly important. And I'll show you the example, the similarities between a consumer relationship, a customer relationship, and dating. If any one of you, your children, or anybody is going on a date for the first time, within seconds they look at the person across and put that person in one of three buckets. One, what am I doing here? Or, wow, I can even see, really excited. Or, let's see how it goes. Then the date goes on. But at the end of the date, the person has to look at the other person and make a decision right there. Even if she's the last person on this planet, I don't want to be seen with her, not even a Facebook friend. Or on the other side, I can see the future. Like, I can see going to the museum together. It would be great to golf at the Castle Rock Kiwanis Club event in 2 weeks, or when the event is there. Or Friday night, if there's an extra movie ticket, she's not a bad person to watch a movie with. We do exactly the same thing in the business world. Any store you go for the first time, right away, before you even leave, you make that decision. So that itself was a very powerful concept for me, was every time you make a decision in front of, if you're a lawyer, in front of you, if you are a retail store owner, in your space, about future. But somehow, somewhere, the previous example here is showing that people are getting too desperate about relationships. Okay? I really started learning, eventually, when I started looking back, was the focus is on building. And building takes back me to my grandma. Growing up, the thing that she told me was about this concept called karma. Growing up, she always told me, Arjun, do good karma. That's the only thing I care about. And it'll come back to you. A specific example was, a friend of mine got caught for cheating and was suspended for a year. All of a sudden, I became pro-cheating. I kept saying, he should have been given a slap on the wrist. My grandma said, no, this is a good learning for you to look at. If you focus on the result and get too desperate to go for the result, This is what happens. You cross lines. What this buddy of yours should have done is wanted to top the class, focused on what the action was, and studied his butt off. All he should do is action, not results. And when I started taking this concept to the customer world, this works every time. So instead of focusing on the relationship, relationships happen. So many of you here have incredible marriages, long-term relationships. You have built them one tiny moment at a time with no gimmicks like this. So when I look at customer karma, I just look at there are three pieces. One is see the big picture. Second, get to know the person. Before you send that free bra, just think for a second. No, please don't. And finally, be authentic. And this pays. Anytime you talk about all these people discount these by saying these are feel-good things, I'll ask you a very simple questions. In Castle Rock, if there were two coffee shops, one is owned by your best friend and one is a national chain, where would you go? I would go to my friend's shop every day. Heavens forbid if he ever sees me go to the other one, it'll hurt his feelings. Because he's my best friend. And in this particular journey, think you're at a coffee shop, a customer, she comes and says, hey, could I have a refill, please? It's very simple for the order taker, the barista here, to point at the board and say, hey, $2 for a refill. But if he pauses for a second, okay, and just starts thinking that this is what happens. This customer today is going to spend $5. She comes twice a week, $10. On a given year, approximately $500. Lifetime, $10,000. If I was the person and realized, and the customer asked me for a refill, I would say, ma'am, if you go and sit down, I'll brew a fresh pot of coffee, bring it to you, and how do you like your coffee? Put it back in the example of relationships. In the relationship, if your significant other all of a sudden is having a bad afternoon, she wants a cup of coffee, you don't say, hey, there's the coffee maker, there's the Keurig, go make it. No. You say, honey, sit down. Okay, one, rest of us would say, please. Because think, what you don't do in relationships, why would you do it in the business world? If you are, again, going back to dating examples, if you were single and dating a person, on the first date you wouldn't give her a punch card which says, these are cute heart-shaped punches, I'll punch you every time we are on a date, and on the 5th date, if you last, or I last, you get carnations. On 10 dates you get roses. And in 15 dates, box of Godiva chocolates, not just any chocolates. Think, if I was single and I was doing this, you guys would take me to a corner and intervene and say, Arjun, what's wrong with you? Why are you so desperate? When we wouldn't even think of doing it in a human relationship, why do we do this every day by relationships? So real estate. A friend of mine, real estate agent, talked to me about saying, Arjun, I hear everything you're doing, let's work together. I want to do something for my customers that touches their heart. So we worked together and we started looking at the world where you can give them calendars or magnets as if, the fridge needs another magnet. He said, Arjun, how about putting the Broncos schedule? I told him there's the thing called internet. Okay? Which is, like, it even tells you which channel the game will be broadcast. Why do we need this? He said, okay, how about a pen? We didn't even talk about the pen. So what he did was something brilliant. What he decided to do is, if you buy a house from him, every month he comes to your place and puts a little tiny note with a bottle of wine on your porch. And this, just to emphasize, he does that every month. every month. If you look from a business point of view, how stupid it is because the moment you buy a house, you are less likely to buy the next house. But it doesn't matter, he keeps doing it every month. Will this family buy a home from anybody else ever? No, but with one caveat. In life, just like karma, what goes around comes around, it's a small world. A friend of mine bought a home right here in Happy Canyon, and he said, Arjun, my real estate agent is simply brilliant. They do exactly this, and this is a picture from his backyard. I was like, wow, tell me. He said, Arjun, we have a problem. We don't drink wine. And I have even told my real estate agent, instead, if he can put a bottle of Coke with peanut M&Ms, I would love that. Now, just to go back to seeing the big picture, this real estate agent does see it. Is he authentic? Absolutely. Only thing he can do a little better is get to know the person a little bit. Okay? Because that's the part where he is like ahead of everyone else. Amazing gesture. The amount of thought he's putting into it is incredible. He's not getting a third-party wine company to deliver the bottle of wine. No, he's doing it himself. But we all have a chance to take our game up a little more and get closer and getting to know, just like I would get to know my best friend. I was at Papa John's, and thanks for the amazing introduction. So those days, regular pizza was at $10. And this is what happens to you if you buy 10 pizzas on a given year. After you buy 10 pizzas, we give you a gold card, which means for the rest of the year, you get pizzas for $7. Brilliant idea? People thought so. So we wanted to take it nationally, and before we take it nationally, I was doing a focus group. 10 people sitting across the table, I'm moderating. And this would be a no-brainer. We are giving people 30% off, $3 off. Brilliant. It was brilliant till an elderly lady, very poised, she was waiting for her turn to speak, and when her turn came, she looked at me and said, "Son, you don't look that smart." Now visualize, okay? Behind the glass is the president, Papa John's John, and all these guys are there. Okay. And we are not done, because this conversation is not done yet, because I know it's going to get worse. She said, "In fact, you're stupid." I'm just counting 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, She goes on to explain, and she's doing it literally. She said, not once, but not twice, not 3 times, not 4 times, not 5, not 6, not 7, not 8, not 9, not 10 times. I've shown you that I can buy these pizzas at regular price. That's the reason I call you stupid. You're a little slow. Now you're showing me that you were hosing me here. You're still making money. I'm offended. She went on to talk about how she feels pride to buying the pizzas from Papa John's because that's the best pizzas she can get for her grandkids. I'm like, wow. I put all the effort. I saw the big picture. But I gave her what was easy or convenient for me to give. It reminded me of my first wedding anniversary, and of course that's the reason the marriage didn't last. I gave my wife then this amazing camera that I always wanted to have. The gift has to touch the other person. So I asked her, because that was my only comeback, because I'm like a little kid, just like grandma calling me stupid. I said, what should I do? She said, son, if you ever fly on an airline, you will know that the preferred customers board first. If on a Friday night, when everybody else orders their pizzas, if you put my pizza first by stopping others, I would love you more. My grandkids will be so proud of grandma because grandma gets preferred treatment at Papa John's. I got it. If you are special to me, I treat you special. I don't give you just $3 off. Okay? So today, I totally am touched by the group here. And my contribution to all of you is I'm leaving 5 books here. Anybody wants to buy, the contribution goes to the club. And I would appreciate you guys buying the books because that would be a big deal. You all are doing incredible work. So at the end, if any one of you want to talk about anything, karma in any part of your life, I would be fortunate to talk to you about this. I'm not selling consulting, anything, it's just free. We'll schedule some time to talk because we both learn and that's the way the world should be. Also, before you're done, if you want, pick one of these. Anywhere you see good karma, anybody doing something good, let's recognize, okay? Because in this world of Yelp, we just find fault with people instead of saying, you know what, you did good today. And if I was working as a barista or even at Village Inn here on a 12-hour shift, I'm a single mom, this makes my day. This takes me to thank you. Anytime we say thank you, it's usually not the last words in a conversation. What does the other person say if I say thank you?
You're welcome.
You're welcome. So I was at Chick-fil-A, and Chick-fil-A, they say my pleasure. And not only do they say my pleasure, they say my pleasure as if they mean it. I have found this over and over again, that they pause. This girl in the drive-thru, she gives me my coffee, my burrito, or my breakfast burrito, and I say, thank you. She is like really busy, she has something else, she pauses, like freezes, and says, oh, my pleasure. And that extra pause, the second that she gives only to me, putting the rest of the world at pause, makes me feel great about myself. So I started going around the business, different businesses, and trying to find out what people say. Another one is you're welcome. Okay, I like it. Another place, somebody tells me no problem. I'm thinking, was there a problem? Like, I came here, bought things, you served me. Let's get this straight, buddy. Okay, I paid for it. What was the problem about this? Okay, moving forward. This is a language I don't know. Just tell me, is this an extension of LOL or something you have gone to? Like I say thank you, you say Like, okay, are you stumbling a little? Like, is there something more coming? It's a very awkward place to finish. Mention not. This is a British way of saying things. Really, I have a right to be polite, and you want me not to be polite. And this is my favorite, okay? I was at an Asian grocery store. This tiny, fragile, amazingly helpful person is checking me out. She's struggling with English. My accent also comes in the way, so it's like a bizarre communication. And finally she tells me, anything else I can do for you? Next time you come here, look for me, ask for me. I'll help you around. I'm floored. If you go back to the dating example, this is the last part of our date. I'm going to stand here in front of her to decide our future when I come back to the store, whether I recommend. I could already see future. I could already see me coming back, asking my new best friend, because she wants to help me. I can ask her the stupid questions. What does this mean? It touches my heart. And that one word takes the relationship to the next level. So if you go through any one of these, you'll see building relationships starts with karma. Get to know what the customer wants and pour your heart into it, and results will happen. Thank you.